Schedules are pretty fluid. It's almost like a live, living organism. If it's a design issue, you get with the design team. How can they get back on track? If you're delayed due to a material issue, find out maybe there's another material that's similar you can use. Maybe it's cheaper too.
This is Maestro Minute, the show that discusses all things real estate, sharing interviews with the most successful people in the industry. Hear from their perspective and what they are doing to achieve success. Get exclusive tips on how you can also succeed in real estate. Maestro Minute is brought to you by Maestro Development. Here's your host, Nareg Mouradian.
What do you do when your project is behind schedule? How do you get it back on track? This is a great question. Schedules are pretty fluid. It's almost like a live, living organism, and it's only as good as the data that's going into it. So before you get into how do you recover for your schedule, how do you put together that recovery, you have to understand where the project is, what are the holdups, what are the obstacles. So that's the first thing, is identify what the issues are. It could be labor issues, it could be material issues. If you're in design, it could be that the designer is behind schedule because they have other projects and they haven't got to yours yet. So you got to dig a little bit deep to figure out what's triggering those delays in your schedule. It also could be some potential design changes, some field conditions, unforeseen items. So you always want to put that together first. So understand what is delaying your schedule. That's the first thing. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and determine, how do we resolve those issues? If it's a design issue, you get with the design team. How can they get back on track? Can they expedite some of the deliverables, whether it's the schematic design development, or you're in construction? It doesn't really matter. Figure out how the design team can get back on track. Maybe they provide more architects, provide more manpower to get the design going. If you're in construction, if you're delayed due to a material issue, find out maybe there's another material that's similar you can use. Maybe it's cheaper too, right? You can get it on site faster. If it's not a material issue, maybe it's a labor issue. Get with your contractor, see maybe you can add some more subs on the job, add some more labor, figure out which trades are a critical path and how you can support that. So you really got to dig deep and figure that out. Once you've laid all that out, get with the contractor, sit down and put together an updated recovery schedule that makes sense. See how that shakes out. Are you able to recover some time? What cost impacts are you facing through that? So we do that at Maestro. We really dig deep and go through that. So great question.
Thanks for tuning in to the Maestro Minute podcast. Make sure to rate this podcast if you found it helpful, share it with a friend that could use it, and follow us on all major podcast platforms. The Maestro Minute, powered by Maestro Development.